right. Let's get started with our stretch session. So it's pretty basic today, nothing too hard, don't need any equipment. We'll start standing on up. We'll just start with some shoulder mobility here. Going to go nice big circles with these shoulders. So up in front of you, around a nice big circle, and back through the front. You might feel some clicking through the back of your shoulder blades here, but we'll go for about 5 forwards and 5 backwards as well. Make sure you're breathing with these ones. You should feel a nice stretch to your diaphragm. 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll reverse it. So back the same way you came, up and over. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's pretty fatiguing actually. From here, we're just going to do our standing full focus. So one leg forward, one leg back, starting arms out to the front. Following your front hand with your head, we're going to rotate your body out as far as you can comfortably get without losing balance. And then twisting back. So go 5 this way. Nice deep breath in at the end. And out as you come back through. 3 more here. Two. And before we flip to the other side, we'll do some nice deep around the world ones. So up and over your head. Big circles. And through the front. If they're a bit pinchy, you can just do them with your elbow here. We'll go for 4 more. And 4. And then flipping the other way. So opposite leg out in front. And opening the other side. So 5, just openness. Take as long as you need to with these ones. 3, 4, and 5. And 5 up and around the head. My arms are definitely fatiguing now. Up and over, back around, and forwards. Four, and 5. If your arms do the shakeout. And we're going to move on to some wall angels. If you don't have a wall hanging around, you can use the floor. Put a rolled up towel sort of between the shoulder blades here. The gist of it is standing up against the wall, elbows on, hands on if you can get all of them there. If not, this sort of hands off position is fun. You get your elbows coming up towards your head and then back down. So imagine you're trying to make a snow angel, but it's either on the floor or it's up against your wall. These ones, you should take a nice deep breath on the way up. And breathe out on the way down. We'll go for 6 more of these ones. Really feel that stretch through the back of your shoulders. One. 2. 3. Take a break at any moment you feel. 4. 5. And 6. I think that's enough of the arms for the time being. We're just going to move on to a middle back stretch here. We'll do some windmills. So, coming down into the straight back position here. I want to bring your feet a little bit further than the hips. right arm is going to come down to touch your left foot as you twist the other arm up into the sky. And then back into center. Nice and slowly with these ones. As you come down, you might need to bend one of those knees to get all the way in. And then back to center. Nice little stretch for a whole bunch of things here. Always coming back to that center position. And then dipping in. Go for 5 more of these each side. If you get some clicking through that hips, totally fine as well, as long as it doesn't hurt. That'll be 3. 2 more on each side. 1 and 2. All right. Next, I think we need to do a bit of a calf stretch and an ankle mobility stretch here. So a couple of variations we can do. Imagine you've got something up against your body here, so you can bend that knee in towards to where you touch a chair. Similar to this sort of movement, so you can hold on to something, or you can just come into the front bit of that lunge and out. Should feel a bit wobbly through those feet as we stretch in through that front stretch. And out. You can use a wall, you can use whatever you want, or you can use nothing. Making sure we're really not gripping with our toes too much as we come in here. Feeling really tense underneath that foot. You can also spiky roll it out a little bit. But we want to go for 10 mobilizations on each feet. Each foot, sorry. And then I'll swap it over. Adding the knee in. And out. Holding in this position for a couple of seconds each time you do it. Got about 5 more to go, just keeping us on track. 3, 4, and 5. Next, we're going to move on to our mats here, or onto the floor, lying onto our backs. So hands on hips, head onto a pillow if you need one, but from here we're just going to go for some hip rolls. So basically, as you roll those hips towards your head, you're going to squash that little curve that you've got into the spine, and then we'll roll back the other way towards your feet. It feels a bit tender, don't push it too far, just work in those ranges that are comfortable for you. So rocking back and forwards. Nice one to do if you've been at the desk all day. And we'll go for about 10 of these each way. And about 4. So taking it to that end point, holding it there if you feel a good stretch. And then back the other way. Should feel similar to that start position of a bridge, but not lifting the hips off the floor. We're for about 5 more of these ones now. Back, forwards. Should feel a bit of a stretch to the front. It's coming forwards as well. And 5. Before we do anything else, we'll do some hip rotations here. So keeping those feet planted on the floor. You're going to let the knees Pull down to one side as far as you can comfortably get it. Back to the middle. And rotating the other way. Very independent on where you feel this one. Back and forwards. It's nice, hold it there for a few seconds, and then back. We'll go for 4 more each side here. Making sure you try and keep your upper body on the floor. Just using those hips to rotate. Two more. Right. Left. Right. And left. Beautiful. While we're still on the floor here, you can grab one hip and pull that one in towards your chest. And releasing a little bit go. Just back and forwards. So going for 5 of these on each side. 3, 4, and 5. And then the other side. Same thing. Going in. If it's a nice stretch, hold it for a little longer. Rock in and out. 3, 4. While we're down here, you're going to press both of your heels together. Grab onto either the heels or the knees, whether it feels more comfortable. And you're going to press those hips out. Good leg. And like a diamond shaker. Pulling the hips down and towards you and holding it here for about 10 seconds. 8, 9, 10. And release. Do a bit of a shake off. We'll go for 2 more of these ones. Like in and holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs off again. And then last one. Should feel like you can get a bit more movement the more you do with these ones. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And another little one we can do on our backs. It's crossing one leg over, so opposite foot onto opposite knee. Gripping just the hamstring of the leg that's not bent. And then straightening the leg up towards the roof. So pulling one leg in towards you, straightening the other one, the same one up into the air. You can't see my feet here, but you can pedal your foot back and forwards just to really feel that stretch all the way down to your toes. Good little stretch for a few different muscle groups at the same time. If you can, try and go for 5 of those pumps of the foot. Swap yourself over, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. 5 slow little pumps of that foot. 4 and 5. Do yourself a jiggle out, and we'll go back to the other side. Leg up. 5 little pumps of the foot. And releasing. 5 pumps again on this side. 4, 5. Take these as slow or as fast as you want to. Just going to go for 1 more round each way. 5 little pumps again. 4, 5. And switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. need to, whenever we're ready. We're just going to go for some cat cows. So making sure your weight is evenly distributed between your upper and your lower body here. We're going to tuck that pelvis under and showing that chest up in front of you, like you're trying to show someone a logo on your shirt. Tucking under and putting that chest upwards. And then we'll do the opposite, like you're trying to make the biggest hump you can in the middle of the back here. Pressing up nice and high. Down again, holding every one of these movements for a few seconds, then it feels comfortable. And back down. Go for 4 more here each way. Two. 3. And 4. Position here, keep the arms out in front of you, but we want to rock our hips back towards our feet as high as you can comfortably get. Stretching those arms out in front of you here, holding it for about 10 seconds. Nice one to drop your head into and relax it a little bit. 8, 9, and 10. And just rock out a little. Shake those hips a little if you need to. If it does feel a bit crampy in the hips, just widen them a little bit more. And coming back into that same stretch here. Reaching the arms out forward so you can get this lat engagement here. Pressing forwards with your arms and back with your hips. 10-second holds again. And coming back out. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but changing that a little. Both hands on top of each other, out to one of the sides. Rock back into those hips. And reach those arms out at that oblique angle. Just one side should feel a nice big stretch all along your left hand side if you're pointing towards the right, and vice versa. And then back out of that one. And same thing again. 10-second holds. And out. One more time here. And then we'll go towards that left hand side. So right hand on top of the left. Rocking back, sitting on top of those feet. Holding it for 10 seconds. Back. Go 3 in this position here. Last little 10-second hold. And out. From here, we'll move into our, back into hands and knees. We'll do some little scapular push-ups here. So squeezing those shoulder blades together and pressing your chest down into the floor. And then pressing up, just using your shoulders here. So the low back doesn't come in too much with this one, it's more that middle back. Squeeze those shoulder blades in, press the chest towards the floor. And then really using those shoulders to press yourself up into the air. Just make sure your elbows aren't blocking out on these ones. Always have a little bit of a bend. I won't 10 of these in total, but take a break whenever you need to. Stretch it out. And nice and slow. Allow it to 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, and 10. Okay, now we'll move on to seated position here. Legs out in front of you, just further than hip distance apart. First, I just want us to run our hands down through the front, as far as you can comfortably get. And then coming back up. So should be a bit of a stretch on the inside here, a little bit through that back. Nice deep breath on the way down. And out on the way back. Go for 5 of these ones here. And 5. And from here, sitting up nice and straight, you can either have hands behind your head, hands behind your waist, or straight up to the side. Go into a rotation. So if we're starting with our left hand, twist towards that left right hand side, bending forwards like you're going to touch your right foot as far as you can comfortably get, and then twisting back. So right towards left foot, and then back. If it's more comfortable to just touch that shin, we can do that as well. Really feeling that rotation through the middle. And twisting. Awesome. If we want to, we can do this in this sort of position here as well, depending on what feels more comfortable for your hips. But we'll go for 4 more each way. 1, 2, 3, and last ones. Taking a few breaths in these last ones. 3 and 4. Whew. Finish this off. We'll start in a mermaid position. So crossing one leg in front of the other here, one out to the back. You can also do this in a cross-legged position if they don't quite go into here. But reaching up with your right arm in the air, and we'll bend towards the left side. And then back. We'll go for 5 each side here. You can do whatever you please with your left hand. 3. 4. And 5. And then we'll rotate the other way. So left foot in front, using that left arm. We'll rotate around, make a nice big C shape. And back the other way. 5 more here. If you want to, you can rotate forward or rotate back while you do this one. And 2 more. And our last little stretch, we'll go for some hip mobility. So both hands behind you, both feet out in front of you, just wider than hip distance. And we'll rotate and twist those hips towards the floor. Going back the other way. It should feel nice and loose after everything we've done so far. Try and go 5 more on each side, starting from now. This will be 1. 2. 3. 2 to go. 4. And 5. Beautiful. Well, I think we've stretched just about everything we had planned here. If there's anything that you liked and you wanted to do more, feel free to go back, pause, release, whatever you need to do. And I will see everybody next week.